Hey, this is Mr. Wyrick. I'm coming to you real quick just to do a look through of your final exam review for Algebra I. Good luck on the final exam. Hopefully this will help you study. The first question, determine whether each set of ordered pairs is a function. Again, we kind of went over this in class with a few of you, but if it repeats an x value, it is not a function. Number two, determine the domain and range. In this case, because it's mapping, the domain is a list of the x values. The range is a list of the values that are f of x, because f of x is the same thing as y. It means the output. On this one, determine the domain and range. Again, domain goes from left to right. Range goes from bottom to top. A closed circle means that it's equal to, an open circle means it is not. X-intercept and y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis is the y-intercept. Down here, 0, 5.5. Where it crosses the x-axis is the x-intercept. Given f of x equals something, what is the value of f of 7? You put the 7 in for x, solve it. Solving this equation, again, I just put menu 3-1 on this one. It's 0.2 or 1/5. What's important is if you have one of these that's solving an equation, you can remember to do it with numerical solve, which is menu 3-1 to get through it quicker. Same thing with this one. Solving for y, you can find equivalency by graphing all of them in your calculator, but really this one would be distribute the 8 to make it 16x minus 8, and then subtract 6 to make it y equals 16x minus 14. Write a linear function. This one would be do the lists and spreadsheets, type in the list, label them at the top, x and y, go control doc, open up a new part of the document, make it the data and statistics, and run a linear regression. You get y equals negative 3x minus 10.5. Alternatively, you could graph all the answers and look at the table and see which one matches these values. Solution to the system, menu 3-2 will get you solve system of equations. On this one, plot the points it gives you. If 275 pitches are thrown, then it's going to be something close to 100. So just look at the options that they give you. Remember, it's multiple choice. On these, when it says graph the inequality, you can just graph it. It'll be pretty straightforward. On simplifying this, really you split it out. Do the birthday cake method over here for the numbers, and then split out those letters. To factor, remember menu 3-3, get those roots, and you get a negative 1, or you get a 1/2 and 5/3. Change the sign and move the number up front, so 2x minus 1 and 3x minus 5. You could also graph all the answers that are given to you and see which graph matches 6x squared minus 13x plus 5. Which function is best represented by the graph? Again, just graph them all, see which one matches up. The solutions are the same thing as the x-intercepts. So it's one over here at negative 6 and one over here at positive 14. X equals negative 6. If it's x equals something, it's a vertical line, so a vertical line at negative 6. X-intercepts are roots, solutions, and zeros. Factoring, again, menu 3-3, change the sign. Find the slope, it's change in y over change in x. So a negative 5/3 because I count down 5 and over 3. The 2 points for the quadratic function, remember they're symmetrical, so they're the same distance apart. So count to the middle, find the exact middle, and that runs up and down, x equals negative 3. The maximum value is where it hits the highest it gets, which is y equals 9. Domain and range of an exponential, it doesn't matter if it's growth or decay, it's usually all real numbers, and it's usually y is greater than or equal to 0 unless it's been shifted up or down. Solution to the system, menu 3-2. This one's no solution. Be careful, because it'll say no solution. But if it has something like C1 or C2 in the answer, that means there's an infinite number of solutions. Asher, leave those alone, buddy. On this one, solve for y, you can just graph this and graph the other answers and see which one comes up the same. When you graph the inequality, you just do this in your calculator, delete the equals sign off of it. It should be solid line shaded above. Graph the equation. On this one, you don't even need to delete the equals sign. The f of x is fine. You just type in negative 2x plus 8. Find the graph that matches up. For these last ones, again, list and spreadsheets. You enter all of them. You go to data and statistics. Menu 461 is the linear regression. Same thing for this one with months 1 through 9. Month 1 would be this temperature, 2, this one, this one, this one, this one. It's going to be kind of a line of best fit. It's not going to go through all of them. It's not going to be perfect. Solve the equation. Again, this is, you could do the numerical solve. Don't forget to put the comma X when you finish up typing in the stuff on numerical solve. If 5 is an element in the domain is X, so you put the 5 in for X. It's 12 over 4, which is 3. The 0 of the graph is the root or the solution, and there it is. Domain for a quadratic, doesn't matter if it opens up or opens down, is all real numbers. The range, you look for where it turns around. If it goes down, it's less than. If this were going up, it would be greater than or equal to. The domain and range on this one, since it's all separate, they are separate lists of the X values and then the Y values. And then on this last one, is it a function? Again, if the X's repeat, it's not a function. This is the only one where the X's repeat. Doesn't matter if the Y's repeat like they did here. It doesn't matter if the X and Y are the same like it is here. It's only if those X values repeat, you get a point right on top of itself. All right, hopefully that should get you through. Study those things. Make sure you know how to work them all. Ask any questions you have before the test, and good luck on your final.